Hello everybody and welcome to our thought for the day. My name's Catherine and I'm a Methodist local preacher worshipping at Oakwood Church. In my day job I work as a chaplain at a Methodist school in Harrogate, where I'm also one of the RE teachers. I teach everything from RE in year 1 right through to A-level in the sixth form, so I have quite a busy day. And that's continued during the lockdown. I still had to prepare assemblies and lessons online. So I wanted to just talk to you today about slowing down, because actually I have slowed down during the lockdown. And I haven't had to drive to work every day, so I had much more time for my garden, so it's looking a lot better than it normally does. I've also had time to spend reading and walking, and I have discovered parts of Roundhay Park that I didn't know existed, although I still haven't managed to find the secret pagoda. But I think slowing down is an important part for many people of this lockdown, and that's translated into my prayer and reflective thinking over the last few months. Like many of you, I subscribe to a daily reflection. I happen to receive it by email. You may well have yours in a book, a magazine, or maybe on the radio or in a podcast. Mine comes from the Centre for Action and Contemplation, which is based in the United States and is run by Richard Rohr, who is a Franciscan friar. So many of the reflections, although not all, come from writers within the Catholic tradition and are based around the mystical and contemplative traditions. And a lot of them are about slowing down and simplifying our practice, more about being rather than doing a lot of the time. So I thought I'd share with you today one of the more recent contributions, which is all about simplicity. So I'm going to share that now with you. And we begin by thinking about a couple of passages, sections from the Bible. So from John 4:34, "My food is to do the will of the one who sent me and to finish his work," said Jesus. Also from the Gospel of John, "I cannot do anything on my own. I judge as I hear, and my judgment is just, because I do not seek my own will, but the will of the one who sent me." And finally from Matthew, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not as I will, but as you will." It's quite easy when we read those statements to think about Jesus as being very single-hearted. His life was about doing the will of the one who sent him, the one he loved above all. And to Jesus, it was that simple. The teacher, Howard Thurman, who was a spiritual advisor to Martin Luther King, wrote a book called Meditations of the Heart, and I'm going to read a section from that for you now. "The central element in communion with God is the act of self-surrender. The symbol of my prayer this day is the open heart. It is most natural for me to think of prayer in terms of the open hand. My needs are so great and often so desperate that there seems to be naught besides my own urgency. I must open my heart to God. This will include my own deep urgencies and all the warp and woof of my desiring. These things deep within I must trust with a full awareness that more important even than self-realization is the true glorifying of God. Somehow I must make God central to me and in me, over and above the use to which I wish or need to put his energy and his power. I surrender myself to God without any conditions or reservations. I shall not bargain with God. I shall not make my surrender piecemeal, but I shall lay bare the very centre of me, that all of my very being, shall be charged with the creative energy of God. Little by little, or vast area by vast area, my life must be transmuted in the life of God. As this happens, I come into the meaning of true freedom, and the burdens that I seemed unable to bear are floated in the current of the life and love of God. I want to finish by reading a hymn. You'll be glad I'm not singing it. Breathe on me, breath of God, fill me with life anew, that I may love what thou dost love, and do what thou wouldst do. Breathe on me, breath of God, until my heart is pure, until with thee I will one will to do and to endure. Breathe on me, breath of God, till I am wholly thine, until this earthly part of me glows with the fire divine. Breathe on me, breath of God, so shall I never die, but live with thee the perfect life of thine eternity. Have a good day.